So, with a team like KRU that are just so damn good right now.
Yeah, one of the things to watch out for, especially as we head towards Ascent and Lotus, are those ways that Klaus is going to mess with G2's defense ideas. But G2 have got a 4-player stack over towards A at the pistol round. And Icebox does play a little more straight up. Trent spots a couple.
That's risky. Belt wasn't being held.
I think that's going to keep the stack towards A, though. You see Kesnet, you see Klaus, you're expecting Spike there, and the main duelist. This is coming A.
There's 4 players of G2 ready, stacked, waiting. You look at them, biding the time, waiting for the explosive nature that is KRU now. Starting to lead it forwards from the alarm bot. Take the contact. Snakebite, all meant for that plant denial, and it does do the job, as was intended with the high tide ripping away control of the site, with G2 gaining it back in their hands. What's the call now for KRU? Icy's still waiting.
Icy used Wingman there as well, so that's going to make the retake a little more difficult.
There it is. It's a knife and a dizzy to try and set it forwards here, but the wall timing goes up again. Another layer of things. That one in their face. KRU are finding it really difficult to chew through this one and just get any sort of advantage going. Underhanded, flash, round the side, round the corner. No connection to it, at least the kills going their way. Or is it G2? Still holding their ground, rooted to the spot, and it's risky. Klaus really pressing forward to that advantage here. Kesnet falling. Decayed down to the single digits, double digits now just for Klaus. The top of the plant. Bring around the Rosies. Got 2 of these players to watch for, but doubled up discipline is the name of the game for G2. It carried them this far, and it carries them to a pistol round win.
Great setup for them. They had the read at the very start of the round. 4 players over towards A. As soon as Trent spots both of them, they can feel very confident that they've got the stack in the right place. And despite cycling the defensive wall multiple times, they never really bought the fact that KRU were going to rotate off. And Klaus loves doing that. He'll pump the brakes in the middle of a round after they've taken some early map control and try to bait the defenders into making a mistake. And instead, G2, they hold firm and get themselves up to a nice beginning in this one.
Not being pressured or postured away from the orbs either. Finally going to be taking away a lot of the available options here for the attack side of KRU on their eco.
Yeah, and you actually look at KRU's composition. Without the Molly shot combo or something like that, how are they going to stop Valen from just running forwards and taking orb every round? That's something to keep an eye on. We might see those kind of fights accelerated at some point. Kesnet tries to take ahead with that Sheriff he's taken into the round, but broadly speaking, unsuccessful there.
It's very spread out so far from KRU. They're poking, prodding, looking for the weaknesses in the defense of G2, but it's pretty rock solid so far.
And when you look at the maps that these first couple are going to be played out on, Icebox and Ascent, we've seen both of the teams that didn't pick the maps be good there, but recently get blown out by a certain team. I think there's great chances for both squads, and here comes KRU on the acceleration. G2 looking to hold on with that better weaponry.
It's just throwing out walls all over the place here, just trying to stop them in their tracks. A lot of damage being done to them, but already the shots are fired back and forth. 25 seconds left. Spike will need to be planted in the middle of all of this, and look at it, waves of that util long range just being lobbed into the fray, and every single straggler cleaned up here. Kesnet, surely you don't want to save the Sheriff. Got to make a go of things, and he does do so, but getting straight into the arms of G2.
No real damage done. And G2 are going to have some decent weaponry here. You can see how difficult it is for KRU to get into a good position unless they full commit to the site.
Yeah.
And so what you'll see when there's more utility online, rifles online, is a huge amount of aggression there. When they get to that barrier of the wall, at some point they'll pick a time in as the wall goes down to unload util and try to force the G2 players back. Because if they try this like posturing game around 410,
hey, other me.
G2 are just good for it.
Real good read in terms of how they want to play here. Let's see what they do on the bonus round. Again, same plays. Valorant just using Cascade, push forwards. Leaf as well is in a very deep position, just seeing the head. But Kesnet will return the favor. It's evened out at least 4-4. Jonah P is getting very aggro again. Same playbook.
Yeah, Melzer almost looked like he wanted to take a clash there, but KRU just choosing to pump the brakes again. With Leaf dead, G2 lose a lot of information around the map. That's why you see them pushed up on B, droning through mid, trying to mitigate the fact that their Killjoy went down and they no longer have that turret and alarm bot active. KRU are trying to mess with that, put the pressure on G2 a little, and go for a re-hit.
See how difficult this has been for them, but with both the walls eventually fading out and away. Gonna hit the go button. Shock darts. Rebounding backwards. Mosh pit a little bit delayed and late, so the plan's still going down, dropping down from the rafters. Icy! How was he managing that? Bringing it to the 1v2. Possibility here for Jonah P when he has that rifle in his hands, and even the flank positioning. Crew might not be aware of it.
If he'd gone up towards Belt, he would have had an amazing angle onto Klaus and Melzer. No way for him to know, though.
Klaus and Melzer slowed all the way down. They were doubled up for a time, but now just watching through all of it, and with time running short. However, this isn't planted for Melzer. A rebound here from the snake bite. Not enough to push him away. Jonah P sticking this one all the way through. But Melzer feeling the time pressure. Tickling away at the back of his head. He just knew the time to strike was then and there.
Overall, though, that is a massively successful round for G2. Sticking Leaf into an aggressive spot, that's going to put a little bit of fear into Crew. They're going to have to clear that in some more of these rounds. And they've also done quite a bit of damage to the economy of Crew, despite the round win. A silver line is for Crew. They have Thrash online, but look at that Outlaw pickup from Leaf. He knows the economy. 4 players will die to 1 shot.
I love this. Whole tab, look at the economy, look at the state of things, see that it's half armor online, why not?
The thing is, though, he's looking for that pick underneath Belt, doesn't even see a turret there. Everybody on Crew heading towards A. This Outlaw's not really going to be a factor.
Yeah, all the noise being made by Crew. They're not obfuscating it, are they? Now sending it forwards to the Thrash. Movement in play, just making sure that they can clear the left side of the side, even sending it back for round 2. And there's those waves being used. Klaus now with a plant up top, got to duck their head as he's going for it. Will get it online now into the post! Melzer way out into the open.
What is going on there?
And that is a bizarre one. Maybe thinking that the angle was potentially cleared here, but now it's going to be that player advantage for G2. Stuns up, and everybody dropping like flies around him. Shy and Klaus, so much more to do here with a Cove propped up, placed up. It doesn't matter how many kills you get. Safety in numbers, and G2 have enough of them.
What a horrendous round for Crew to fumble early on. Shy's got 3 and he's managed to survive, but that's diabolical. Crew want to try to set up in aggressive post-plant positions there and use the fact that Kesnit is playing Reyna. He can play on many different angles compared to what would be more normal. What is going on here? It doesn't really elucidate what was happening any better on the replay. I have no idea why Melzer was the only player trying to play forwards there.
Maybe cut up by the nanoswarm or something behind him. Yeah.
A bit of a communication problem, perhaps. And Crew have allowed G2 there to get up to a really nice lead. Everybody on the same page for G2, applying that pressure, then getting set up onto good angles. Would have been a 1-shot.
Just a bit shy off the mark. Shy taking space and scaling now up towards the A site. That's a little high ground perch.
Note that G2 are not expecting Crew to be just walking into A here. This is quite nice. The Crew are just doing the same thing again, really, taking a lot of space while still pressuring over towards B and giving themselves a backup option.
Yeah. Running through the simulations. A bit of a tap, forcing out that util, and pulling rotations away.
Yeah, they're headed over to B. They've spotted enough utility coming out of the defenders that they are pretty confident that Kesnit and Melzer have just opened up the entirety of the opposite side.
But it is a weak buy round, and with that comes a half armor. Leaf definitely ripped them to pieces and to shreds as they're trying to make their way over towards the B site now. G2 have also got the right to read on this.
Yes, but G2 have got to be worried about where Arena could be. Look at them clearing every single angle. They know that somebody's lurked up.
And they're playing this together as well. With Kesnit dealt with, now you can start to try and speed things up. A lot of util being expended onto the other side of things. Leaf also trying to keep that watchful eye onto the mid player. Spots it out. No Shy removed. No more danger.
He's looking so good.
Yeah.
Crew keeping enough money so that they can go for the full armor purchase. They don't want Leaf to be getting any more value out of the Outlaw. And Leaf takes the opportunity to upgrade to a Vandal in the meantime. And it's this cross over here that allowed the spike to drop. But even then, there were still chances for Crew to win the round. But Leaf managed to shut down Kesnit, the Reyna, who was in an aggressive position, and the mid lurk. I mean, he just did so much there. 9 and 2 to be winning. They took the time out to talk about how to get back into the game. So you can shake them off their rhythm and go for something aggro.
Let's see what's been cooked up here. The back end here, the timeout again. It's nothing to stop them from just vacuuming up every single orb available to them. This is many angles to account for. G2. I mean, that's essentially a triple face if they chose to face it like that, but the belt angle, when it's locked off, Melza now will have to try and pick up the pieces into this round. Maybe he can get something going over towards B, but a lot to account for.
The timing on B.
A lot happening across the map. Yeah, the timing on B. Drone into mid. Melza, if he catches a kill, could be everything.
Shy is just soaking up so much pressure and engagement towards the middle of the map. He's opened up this avenue for Melza, but the problem is Melza didn't clear yellow.
No.
So now there's so many players in weird spots.
And they can just hear the footsteps running, so it gives Melza that perfect opportunity and timing. He has to have called this, though, that Jonah P hasn't been cleared out towards it. He thinks he can catch a timing, thinking it was a solo player. Removed. Vulnerable up. And Melza, I mean, he just writes his own will there, doesn't he, with that one. Plant still coming down. At least the lockdown clearing away for most of it. G2. Brains scrambled in the middle of this one. And the players still not expecting all of these positions. Ratty plays abound, but it works. It's going to get KRU potentially over the line, assuming that Trent can't do the most in this spot. A tap. Util forced in heat with the swing. In that acknowledgement.
Very important round for KRU to get done, especially considering they were in a 4v5 to start this one off. Taking notes from Baby Bay's super team earlier on, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that round was so messy from a macro perspective because, but the general idea of putting pressure A in the early round and then having two lurks, and the lurks being aggressive. Shy tried to lurk through mid and ended up drawing tons of attention towards himself, even forced out the Thrash to clear him through tube, and that opened up Melza. So it's like I said, coming out of the timeout, using the A conditioning to create space elsewhere. And again, this knife, immediately 4 players start leaning towards A for G2. Can KRU expose that by getting the mid and B lurks going?
Orb up, angle, but off and away. Jonah P will rattle a few bullets forwards. Back to A. Seems to be the game plan. KRU will offload that ult with the no command now, emanating out.
There's 4 players here.
And it does mean that there's going to be no util here for the plant. And now G2, they choose to take it with that brute force. Facing with the players, there's a high-low triple face again. In through the back of the side and all the footsteps heard. Shy shut down, Melza striking from behind, but at this point too little too late.
That round reminds me exactly of what we were seeing G2 do to Cloud9, where they don't take 1v1 fights. Nope. As much as they can avoid them, they're going to shut down star players by double swinging them, triple swinging them, making sure there is no opportunity there for a player on KRU to have a hero moment.
That is so damn proactive from G2. In fact, this whole map so far feels like it's been a name of their game.
I mean, they bait KRU in. They have 4 players there, and then they swing as soon as they anticipate people trying to take backside control.
And I think it's so unexpected as well. The usual game plan, I mean, G2 notice, KRU notice, playing for the plant denial, sending in the util to stop it from even being planted in the first place, try and play retake maybe, but G2 flooding in. No util available to them here. New round. It's 5-2. Such a heavy lead for G2 still.
Yeah, and it's such a heavy lead when you take into account the ultimate situation as well. KRU are going to start trying to build back up. They got the Thrash online. Leave, trying to give away as little as possible. But does know that Shy crossed, and so he's going to break that turret. But I mean, look at this. G2's retake ultimates are just kind of unbelievably good.
And the pit's offloaded nice and early. Just from those signs of life out towards the B side. It does give opportunities for KRU. If they wanted to start lurking and working their way around the extremities here of the pit, but just Kesnet taking a poke and a sniff of things, going to be backing away.
One of G2's biggest strengths is that Valent's been able to read where these hits are coming. And the problem is KRU have almost always been going for re-hits. The space that they take, they pause, and then they continue. This time they've rotated, ping-ponged across the map back towards A.
Shy is being spotted with a knife being thrown now deep into the backside of A.
30 seconds
Clears a
left.
nice and easy path now for KRU, even with this ult being used. Okay, Viper's Pit. This is a half-by round for KRU, but maybe just feeling like they have to use ults into this one to convert it already.
This completely blocks where you would want to use the Killjoy lockdown for, so instead Leaf has to get creative with it.
And what's the next layer of it? KRU, was that a nade that just missed, man? I mean, it sailed right past.
Okay, where was that one going?
Not too sure, but you have to respect this ult now. And Jonah P, Might just be flooded right back into him with the sightline. Angle, watch Kesnet. There's good awareness there with a jump spot at least, but now you see it with the Thrash being used and utilized. Sent forwards and flying. Cove needs to be brought down here with a shot. Fire, Trent, half, already onto the defuse. Maybe a win come for them. It's coming down to the wire with the time ticking away. Jonah! Where's he pulling this from? What a shot!
That's outrageous!
Get out of here!
That's so well done by G2, the early half. And Leafs Outlaw, they must have more kills with the Outlaw in this map than half of the players do using any weapon they would choose.
He's 14 and 4.
He's absolutely dominating. The consistency with the shots he's hitting, making it look like he's never in a spot where he really needs to reload. Just picking people off, securing that space, and closing out a player disadvantage retake there, where KRU got themselves, honestly, in a really nice position. Remember that it was Leafs lockdown that even got them into that point and allowed them to clear pit.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we've got a competitive series here if KRU can show us some more of that fragging which has defined their run so far. Because you do not expect Kesnet to be at the bottom of the scoreboard 2-8, getting completely shut down.
It's so damn unusual.
And when he's playing Reyna, he's got to be getting the frags.
Hell of a brawl occurring, and yet taking a fight to him. It's Melzer through and through, Hunter's Fury. Seeking to offset the disadvantage that now G2 are staring themselves down, and it is a kill, it is some damage. But it's a 2v4.
Toxin screen down.
Plant down. Committed, Kesnet. He's going to go down, and that is that prior damage done. 2 versus 3 now for G2. Setting it forwards with the drone. Trent trying to get some eyes onto any sort of target, but everybody ducked away. Knife out. Might be regretting it. No! It's Leaf. The reactions from this guy off the charts right now with Melzer shut down. More than winnable, and this could be heartbreak for KRU. All set up nicely for the round winners. G2 are stealing it away. Trent delivering that final blow. They just can't be stopped.
G2 can do no wrong. And Leaf, it feels, is at the forefront. Trent gets 3 in the round, but the kills from Leaf, I thought, were just, there was no way he was going to be able to pull that one out. Yeah. And he continues to have major impact in every single round. It's ridiculous what we're watching. KRU keep getting themselves in nice spots. They got so many entries. This was a 5v2. They simply can't lose here, G2. Taking away a 2v5 in that spot. Just shouldn't be happening.
Stars aligning for some of the moments there in that round, but honestly, no discredit to G2. These guys are popping off.
Still, G2 constantly stealing the ult orb every single round over towards A.
I mean, just hard abuse of KRU's comp, right?
Yeah.
Knowing that they've got nothing to push the back. Just that A avenue.
Yeah, it's not like normally you could try to abuse that with a shock molly, or you can try to updraft the jet. They don't have either.
Poison orb emitting.
Done their homework. It's evident in the round differential so far, 7-2.
Toxins going up.
In a match really where the stakes could never be higher. Jonah P. That's a nice punish. Leaf onto the corner here. Jonah P's being swarmed with the flash. The Lear, too much to overcome. Didn't know which way to look here. Another advantage situation for KRU.
Exactly, a 5v3 this time.
Scanning ahead.
Can KRU convert at least this one?
Gonna have to. Ensure all the areas are accounted for here, but this is proactivity by KRU that's being called. You can see it pressing forwards and away, but I mean, he's just way ahead of the curve still. And as well in an unorthodox spot and position, forcing out the wider fights, and respect has to be shown here by Icy. Realizing it's given up here. This time, the confidence is back for KRU.
Yeah, that's a bit better. Forced confidence. Somebody making the call and everyone swinging together. The call being made there, even when the Heat looked like he was a little less coordinated with the rest of the team, they did all swing left side of yellow, and then the others tucked back in to throw utility at the spike and stop the defuse from happening.
My ultimate is ready.
They're gonna need more rounds like that, where they can barrel over people early and then still convert. The aggression, finding those timings to put the pressure on G2, that's what KRU has been doing so well. I was expecting aggressive post plants. They just haven't been able to get into those spots. 4 players again on A from G2. They've been doing it so often, and Leaf again up here.
Yep, high up into the rafters, firing all the way, but everybody blinded up, and they are being Eviscerated! There's no remorse from G2! None in the slightest! If you opt into the fight, G2 will go pound for pound!
Last round before the switch.
The level of prep work that G2 have showcased in their game against C9 and now here in their game against KRU, it's awesome to watch. They four-player stacked A so often, and that has been the right read for this match. And then also they've got an extra layer if you choose to try the route out Leaf. It's so sick what they're demonstrating here.
Yeah.
They want to get back to another international event. It's been so long.
Over 2 years for this G2 squad and core. Reykjavik 2022 is the last time these teams, the last time that G2 ended up qualifying for a tier 1 international event.
They had to make their way back through Ascension. Prove that they were good enough to hang back at the top level, despite the fact they've already been the representatives of North America before, as you were saying.
Right here.
This is the kind of level you want to see from these guys.
Right here.
But KRU, another round here, and a fight in mid. Kesnit shut down
Punishes,
again.
man. This is the G2 playbook. We were seeing it the other day against Cloud9.
Wow, what a read there, though. They have 4 players stacked A in the previous round, and then 3 players looking to re-clear mid at the minute mark here. Just the reads on what KRU are going for are absolutely immaculate. I feel like the ults have barely even been a factor. It's more to do with them just having the players in the perfect spot every time.
Look at it, as soon as the pit comes down, it's a reckoning. Pushing them back and away. There's golden beams that'll point them directly towards the right targets here, but he needs to do a bit more of that. Thrash forwards, pound for pound, equalizing on either side here, but still trying to dominate these angles. And it is 3v3. KRU, they've got to convert this one. It's almost necessary to stand a chance in this map. Leaf forwards now, up onto the angles, onto the edge of the molly. Damage being done to a multitude of targets. Still with that ult available, Leaf not in a safe enough position to use it. Waiting for it with a wingman. Forwards and firing, off and away. Final bullet does it, but Leaf in a 1v1. Heat shuts him down.
So KRU take their own player disadvantage round, winning the 3v5 to pull things to 4 rounds in favor of KRU. At the half, G2 have been dominant here on Icebox. KRU's map pick and KRU sent reeling. Is that going to be a confidence knock? Is it going to affect them going later on? We've seen a bit of a recovery, but mate, Leafs
for Shanghai. Massively important for both of these teams.
The KRU have got 3 players over towards B at the start of the round, including where Kesnit is positioned. That's the player that I'm going to be keeping an eye on in the minimap, because wherever Kesnit is, surely that's the area they're looking to fight over. It's a weaker A side.
Toxin screen down.
Once more, looking like Valen's got the right read. And they threw a cascade over towards mid to block off the turret, and now Heat is worried about that.
They're so worried about a mid lurk. Now with the util flying forwards, dart at the flash. No one to receive it, of course. Shy was just playing a very passive angle on top screen. He's going to retreat to the rest of his team. Nothing really to deny the plan either, not for this pistol round. It's going to have to be that full retake. G2 though, look at this space and positioning from them. Valen is getting ready to make a play of his own. It's a deep cascade that's going to be cutting off the rafters angle. Making it difficult for KRU now. They can only really exit out of the one side, but they're giving a lot of space now with the shot darts flying forwards. Damage softening him, all up for Valen. The time to strike is nigh. Wingman pushing forwards, advancing! The double connection. Doesn't matter if it's high-low. Shy is left alone. 1v3.
Team A.
What a sick round by G2. That is a gorgeous pistol. Disguising the fact that they were heading A by throwing that cascade over towards Boiler, and that pulled a weak site into an undefendable site.
Yeah.
There were 2 players over towards A at the start, and that one cascade from Valen, messing with the defender's perspective, made this a free site for them. The high tide then stopped any kind of a flood attempt, and did you see what we had there as well? Following the wingman out with the stun. Yep. Inside a smoke.
Nice. It's too nice.
Sick micro plays from G2 to set themselves up for advantages, and 9-4. With the momentum, with starting to build up more of the ultimates if they're able to secure this eco. It's looking great for the beginning to steal a map pick.
Amazing preparation. Look at this. Heat jiggling the corner, spotted out on the ropes. He didn't see anything, but the first initial spot pays for it with his life. Drone's going to be sending them forwards and flying here. Risks to be taken by KRU, going for a heavy and fast flank out through B, but isn't really going to be accounting to much. Leaf is seeking to contain, spots a number of players as well. He's going to be calling this for the rest of his team now to just really accelerate.
It's only Melza that sticks around on the flank. The others trying to combine with Shy. But 2 Sheriffs on Kesnet Klaus, this would have to be unhuman.
It's really the only chance the KRU have. The time's against them. The util, it's bountiful right now for G2.
Look how much respect their crew give that little combo, even though everybody on G2 is holding passively.
And with that, the time starts to tick steadily and running short. Aim, snappy, on point for absolutely everybody here. It's all clinical from G2. 10-4, flawless as we're heading into the bonus round for this team.
Icy 1 away from getting Thrash online. I mean, this just looks like an avalanche right now. The crew have no chance of stopping. It would take something really special for this to be turned around. At least gone for the Outlaw, or at least thinking about it already. And look at this. The difference in terms of how the teams are reading each other could not be more obvious with just this round. You know, Heat thinks if he doesn't hear any kind of attacking utility or footsteps over towards A, G2 are not going to be there, but they're kind of late contact taking this area of the map. All right, so space potentially taken over towards the A side so that Icy could get a Thrash online, or are they going to use that for post-ban?
John P. Oh, mistiming it with the Cascade. He's just trying to slip through the net, but he's the one who gets caught.
All right, so 1 mistake for G2. That's, we haven't seen too many of them.
Certainly haven't. Shock darts flying forwards here from Trenelise. Forces a preliminary pop there of the Nana Swarm. Wingman now going to be trying to put this plant down, denied and out. And it is followed up and followed through. Damage being done with these guns. We're backing away. Watching for the mid-angle. It's a game of timings. And Leaf wins it out. 2 versus 2. With a minute on the clock. Plenty of time to work with for G2. It's KRU being left to stew.
Yeah, and KRU have also lost information, I think, towards the spike. Kesnet may have just had an angle on it there over towards screens. And Kesnet and Melza would probably like to double up here. Has Kesnet realized that the spike is still down? He at least spots Leaf.
Oh. That's going to give them the indicator, but a high tide, a bit of a safety
30
barrier
seconds left.
up. Along with the smokes. Using it to reposition here. You can see KRU still doubled up. Hoping that they would play that position. They're not finding any G2 players. Both teams just trying to get the right read on things. Not giving too much away, but the body spotted and out and open. Leaf can't be doing this to a man. The bonus round conversion will be the nail in the coffin. And it's up to Kesnet to put a stop to it with only 5 bullets left. What can he do? Leaf's out forwards. Heal online, reload forwards, but again, time ticking away. Not planning for him, a tap. Valen forced forwards and out, but wins the fight anyway. It's inevitable at this point for G2.
Every single situation is going their way. Even when KRU have chances to push it across the line, we're not seeing that individual gunfire advantage or the timing's working for them. Literally everything. I mean, Leaf with the timing down mid, Valen winning the 1v1 towards the end of the round. All of the small moments, everything going the way of G2. And that on top of, that just the cherry on top of, beautiful preparation that they've got coming into this game.
It's making all the difference.
It's 5 Guardians for KRU.
Yeah, and this is a desperate play if I've ever seen one. We're trying to push back. The A take, a bit of a brute force play. Melza, the sole defender. Sitting nice and pretty onto the B side for now, but might find that his position is quickly worked upon, especially with a Thrash to lead the charge. Once more, he's going to carve out a nice little path. Pretty here, avoiding the detainment. Melza stepping back and away. He's going to be making the call for his team here. There's a lot of noise being made. It is being followed by KRU. They have players. How are they going to be denying this one? It's a snake bite, a bit of spam, a few bullets. Will it be enough? Not quite. Plant now down. Kills collected. KRU are the ones trying to find that advantage, but shutting them all down. Evened out 2 versus 2. It's up to Heat and Shy.
Shy's
to make
so
the
far
difference. Heat. He's taking matters into his own hands, and you're right. With Shy being so far away.
Trent's panicking now. He's got to be thinking about the flank. Shy has just taken so long. Why would he be peeking from the same position as Heat? Surely they would have doubled up if they were there together.
Uncertainty! and yet still, it's Trent who wins it out.
It's wild, man. It's absolutely wild. Every situation, every moment,
his
going the
head's
way of G2.
on a swivel in the 1v1 there. Like you said, Trent has no clue as to where the next player is going to be. It doesn't make sense why he would be pressing the advantage like that when there's no player next to him.
Yeah, you just, the longer the time goes there, the more you're thinking, where is this guy? He's
Yeah.
got to be coming on some kind of long flank route for him to be this late. And Trent just finds the timing there perfectly and hits the shot.
On the cusp now for G2. One more round to get a nice start and lead. But there it is, an early snake bite.
Spike
Melzer,
down B.
he's eager to take the fight, and he does take the first blood away, at least into this round. Maybe some breathing room. Jump spot, no punish. At least catching Jonah P. Overextended himself just ever so slightly.
Look how active these crew players are being over towards mid. They're grouping up 4 players in mid instead of trying to spread out across the map. They're just following noise, trying to make exploitative plays because they're 8 rounds down. And Valen's been playing him the whole time, just as he was yesterday.
Crew do have that advantage in terms of the players. A lot of noise being made now. G2, Valorant just seeking to really press forwards once more. Kesnet though, making sure to follow through and up onto the Thrash. Dizzy over and around. We'll get the connection, but there's no plans online, so there's no real chances for Leaf in this one. Crew, they do buy themselves that breathing room, at least into the map.
Crew had a phenomenal comeback against Leviathan on the defense side of Breeze, I believe it was. But this is just, it feels like way too much, especially with how well G2 have been playing. We're gonna see G2 here knocked down onto an eco round, so chances for Crew to build up economy, buffers, confidence. But at some point here, the G2 ults are gonna come online and there's gonna be some very difficult hits to stop.
Placing swarm grenade.
It's the trouble, right? G2, they just need the one round.
Look how nice that lineup is as well.
He's been doing that a lot.
Yeah, we've seen some great ones from him.
And G2, it's always the rounds that you count them out in. It's always the way when you think the money's running tight. And this is really it now. It's turned on its head. Any sort of safety net, any sort of buffer the Crew might have felt like they've earned themselves. It's all denied and ripped away. And it's one left to stand against it. Melzer against 4 players of G2. They've come prepped, they've come ready. The ults are online, fully committed it. Inevitable is the word that comes to mind once again here for this team. This map should be their playground. One obstacle removed, but not the next. With Valen's last final blow, that's the opening map going away.
Seen from them, and I think it does lend itself into kind of their style of trying to take fights. There are 3 sheriffs on the pistol round for Crew.
It's Kesnet, Shy, and Klaus who are just sending their sights straight down mid. Look at these guys. Look at the pinch these players potentially out towards tiles. Can't even remove the pesky turret in the process, and G2 are straight in through. Onto the B site now. The closed, shut case for them, really. Only have to clear out the back of the site, and now peace of mind granted to them. Be able to get that plant online.
Crew would have liked to come away with a pick in the middle of this, but we're just going to get a 5v5 retake, neither team having used Paranoia. So we've got Flash Recon combos. Klaus actually using it early there.
Out of B main. It's only Melzer, and he misses the timing. Him versus Leaf. With Leaf dropped now, Trent. You have to watch onto multiple positions here.
Do they expect a second in B main?
There was no swing. There's a Paranoia potentially coming from the side there, maybe. I think that was Valen just trying to push back the lane plays, and unfortunate that it actually caught onto him, trying to hold on to it. Crew, best chance they've had in a long while to try and do some work here, but they just cannot dislodge these backside players. Diffuse, stuck, potentially half, and it's turned all the way.
A wild round. Looked like G2 was somehow going to be able to recover there, despite getting a team flash onto their player in B main. A Crew do come away with the victory after penning all of the post-plant players, sticking them deep into back B site. That's unlucky, man.
That is unfortunate.
Trent going down there at the assist of his teammates. And like I was saying on Icebox, it felt like every 50-50 kind of situation was always going the way of G2. Every timing, every clutch, all of that kind of stuff. This time we see the timing not work out for Leaf. He gets caught in the back. And there, a bit of a slip-up that gives KRU the pistol.
The taste of their own medicine as well. Look at Kesnet deciding to opt into this outlaw buy.
And takes down Leaf. Couldn't get more poetic.
A lot of pressure being applied by G2 out through A main, but Melza's sitting nice and pretty right now. His teammates at his back and plenty of util as well to just push them away if G2 tried to get a bit more explosive on the back of it.
They're going to re-clear towards Jonah P. They've caught him. Icy and Trent may soon fall as well. KRU looking aggressive in mid. On the pistol round, fighting mid with 3 players soon as barriers dropped. Round 2, re-clearing mid at what, like the minute mark, something like that?
Yeah.
They decide to re-push out Cat with 2 players while somebody swings from bottom mid. This is gonna start playing into G2's head. We need to be cautious about this kind of stuff. And the more that you condition your opponents that you could make moves like that, the slower G2 are gonna have to play, and then you can just kind of sit back and win the mind games. What have KRU got for us on the bonus here, though? Looks like the aggression's heavily over towards A. You don't normally see the Sova starting in this side of the map, too.
One suppressed.
Bot coming back.
0.7 flying here, Leaf. Has to pull back the turret.
They've just posted Kesnet up with the Killjoy turret in B main, while everybody else leans mid and A.
Yeah, pretty standard take here by G2, looking to see if they can split themselves into B and through. Damage done. Icy just dropped down to 10, but he will survive, and now trying to lead that charge. It's KRU following up. All that damage is being done here, swarming the available positions. G2. A lot of damage potentially there. Still, backs turned to him. Icy and Trent clean up the stragglers. Shy's got too much to overcome here.
Those are huge duels that happen over towards Market. Icy's done such a great job in that round. Being able to bully his way open and not go down to Kesnet, and then also try to help Trent in mid. Really nice team play between the two of them, and Trent even won his duel. Good stuff there to stop KRU from running away with things on that bonus round.
Just look at that. I mean, this guy, rookie player, a lot to prove, and he certainly did do so the other day. Now he's stepping up to the challenge that is Kesnet.
Yeah, this is a tough Jet head-to-head in this match. Very tough.
He's getting active. Nice bit of early util. Now a Storm, Shock Dart, it's all combined. Pushes back any chances of a B main rush. Real late knife as well. All being layered together here with the drone. This has to be broken by at least one player only shown, so it's Leaf. Good awareness on him. The only body spotted, and now they can seek to, again, push up forwards.
G2 able to walk into B main without too much difficulty here. Just a little bit of shock dart chip onto Leaf.
Standing ahead.
The recon. I mean, it got a pulse but didn't catch anybody. You know that Icy is around B main. It's starting to feel like a B split, which is why KRU have 3 players in here to defend. What does Valin want to go for? Do you commit? Do you back off? There's 45 seconds left.
That's the trouble, right? They haven't really pulled any util out over towards the A side either.
No.
Nor any space. If they do choose to pivot, all eyes going to be on Heat. This guy looking in 2 directions, but this time setting it up through mid, breaking the alarm bot. Spike is going to be going in a different direction through Cat now. No noise being made, but updraft now and setting their sights towards it. There's the nade. It's good by Heat. Seeking to the lane and just buy that bit of time here with the paranoia sweeping through. Cuts it up. Nice and easy now, and it's gone back and forth between them. KRU buying so much time for them. The options are running short and shy of the mark. KRU just need to try and delay and deny. And they do just that with a wall dropped down in their face. It's them with the advantages every step of the way.
Great work from Melza, from Heat, holding on once that play went through Cat. But it was all down to that recon dart. If they did break the recon and not give away the fact that Jet was playing in B main, they were about to go for the beat pop there. The whole game plan from Valin was, we're going to slowly contact and take B main and then explode on the site. And when they gave it away, they were just worried that there were too many players for the defenders over in that direction. Small things forcing G2 to make a pivot and giving KRU the lead right now.
come down to that on occasion, especially with these Ascent mirror matches. The tiniest of differences in the way the Utah's used.
This is going to be a fake B split here through market at the same time as everybody actually passed through B main, through A main, sorry.
Trent goes down towards tiles.
I don't think that's really going to disturb anything.
I don't think it's really going to be finding anything out here, but Icy steps up to the challenge. Takes it head on. It's going to be met, though. He meets his match entirely there. Two players of Crew seeking to clear him out. Now here comes the fast play. G2 spells it up. Oh my, got out, but just not in time. Leaf, he's barreling his way forwards. He has carved out a lovely position, and he is just doing all the work in the world. 2v2 now. Spike was dropped down just into the outer sections here, off to the side. Valent's got to at least seek to retrieve it. Crew also making moves of their own. They're doubled up.
That one way is going to be difficult to get through. He does have a flash.
Pop through it, just disrespecting it. But he none the wiser. It's all collected by G2.
And G2 had a player disadvantage by the time they hit A. But Melzer just beefs his position.
Yeah.
After doing such a great job of shutting down the A split in round 4, round 5 he tries to teleport away and just gets stuck.
Also credit to Leaf, I think, as well. Only 2 kills in the map so far, but they were some of the most impactful ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enemy remaining.
Overall, though, again, nice game plan from Valen. It's a disguised A hit through A main, where it's like a fake B mid, and then you end up committing fully through A main instead. Completely caught Crew off guard. They only had one player defending.
Bit of acknowledgement there from the knife, enough to just throw out the util. It's a drone with a player up next to it. All that space here, at least removing the turret. G2 stepped all the way back.
Everyone on G2 grouping up to try to clear Shy out this position. They can hear all of
They
this.
can hit a jump spot for sure.
The question is just how you want to punish it. It's with the dash, they failed the dash.
He's got no exit strategy though. It is Shy going to be caught stuck into this corner. He needs to bail out and he needs it now. He's not going to be getting it. Any sort of supportive util, just a little bit too delayed there from Klaus. And G2 with another first pick advantage, even a TP from Melzer, just reinforcing the B side, expecting like it's going to be the re-hit. But again, another pause in the action that's going to be called here.
The thing is, I think they're going to be right. This almost has to be a re-hit from G2 because they have nobody giving them info on the opposite side of the map. So they are going to commit here into 3 Crew players, and despite being in a 4v5, Crew have great chances of winning.
It's crossfire, straight through the choke. Flying forwards now, at least Hunter's Fury, no command. It's all going to be combined and collected with the kills here. Joe and a P, and G2, this squad, just dominate a position. 20 seconds to spare with a spike going down. Plenty of time.
Spike planted.
Only advantage left to Heat here is that the post-plant positioning, he doesn't have to worry about main. Trying to seek a timing against the drone, just spotted out. And the bullets are going to start raining it down onto him. There is no easy position to play here for Heat, and he's starting to realize it. Recognition.
Even if he gets past Valen and Jonah P, Trent's just going to checkmate him with an Odin in back sight.
Absolutely. And he knows it, so he's going to be playing for the exits here. There's only $200 to his name. Keep the rifle, maybe keep your life, maybe do some economical damage, but...
And I love the decision from G2. They realized that they got themselves in a spot where they had a player advantage, but it was still going to be tough. And they decided to rip ults to close things out.
Yeah.
Send the null command, send the Hunter's Fury, make sure that you commit there. Crew only had their weapons to try to stop that play from happening, and the triangle crossfire just didn't end up quite being enough. Look at how good the Odin is here, by the way. And Crew not buying it on defense, not putting pressure B main by using the Odin there. They need that. You have to be buying that, in my opinion, as Klaus here. So you see him not really investing in this round. He's got like 2850 in the bank. I think that's because he needs to be buying the Odin. That G2 are just getting B main control way too easily.
Yeah. It's a lot of high-pen weaponry being bought by Crew, maybe seeking a counter spam. It's available for them, but it's a dart flash to clear through for G2 again.
That's a nice
main control. Are you looking to refight this? Because it's close.
I mean, that is going to literally get 4 players. Oh, 2?
Yeah, I'm not
How did
too
the others
sure
dodge
what the
that?
hell happened there, but it just ran
Tucked in the
out
corner.
of range of it, I suppose, yeah.
I think it didn't quite clear the very corner of the cubby.
Look at these protocols in play. G2 making sure always one player is in an anti-flash position here with Kesnet. There's an off-angle posted. Melzer's going to be that next wave of things. Bucky in work and play, but he is cleaned up again. At the end of the day, now the drone sent flying forwards inside the smokes. Heat Seeking a timing past it. G2 is so damn disciplined when all of this is occurring, and yet that reflank of Leaf. Surely he's going to be sealing it here, out wide into the heaven. Fight! And eventually the bodies topple. G2 choosing to play patiently, just at the right moments there, making sure that KRU just overextend just enough for them to take the round win.
Bears mentioning that this is a defense-sided map, almost all of the time. And aside from the pistol and the follow-up, it's just been a singular round from KRU. G2 have otherwise been running away with things. Their coordination, their calling, all looks superb.
Yeah.
And we still don't have an Odin out on the defense side for KRU. So G2 are going to be able to get B main again so much more easily, as long as they can navigate past this operator.
It's Klaus who was saving up all the money just to buy the op for Kesnet. Putting priority into this weapon, seeing if it will make the difference.
You know, Brendan, coming into the day yesterday in Americas, there was a single player in EMEA who'd bought the Odin more than everybody in Americas.
I mean, it just goes to show the differences, I think, in all the regions who have Kesnet. I mean, he's easily dealt with, swept away in but a moment lockdown.
No opportunity to contest this.
Not at all.
No
Shy,
way.
who's just sticking around for about a moment here. The uptrap dash play over into the top. IC still worried about a backside play here. Shy, he's full sprinting. Just trying to get into these open access.
That's crazy. I think KRU thought that was a fake. There was a couple of players, Melzer and Heat, they started checking over towards like tree and grass, wondering if G2 were heading in the other direction. Chaos in the camp of KRU.
Just wondering how they can really bail themselves out now of this spot. It comes down to sheer mechanical ability. You got to get the kills and collect them when you can. But again, it's a 1v3, and if Leaf's hitting stuff like that, good luck. Good luck to you.
This does not look like the KRU that we've been watching so far in stage one. And I think G2 have just baffled them.
Yeah.
So many of these rounds, there's an additional layer. Something is disguised. There's a set play to get rid of the operator. There's a fake being called by Valorant, or perfection with the ultimates. There's so much stuff that KRU are getting bamboozled by.
Yeah.
The fundamental stuff is falling to pieces.
We use the term masterclass quite a lot, but for Valin, I think, and the G2 team as well, credit to the coach and staff, they've done such key preparation and calling as well. It is throwing KRU for a loop. Not even the mechanics can save them.
Yeah, this is kind of what G2 did when they were playing in Ascension. They weren't necessarily the dominant best team all year long, but when it came to the tournament that mattered,
Here.
of which this is the tournament that matters for getting you to Shanghai, they were there, they were prepped, they were ready.
And Leaf, this guy is indomitable! Yes, it's against the half-bite, but he's ripping him to pieces. KRU, no chance, man.
Yeah, and Klaus offered an opportunity and just couldn't respond. Kesnet gets one to bring it back into the 2v3, but there's cover and fire from Trent.
Surely not. Thrown out in the open. I mean, the bullets just exit him out of that one.
Caught them both.
Yeah, almost bringing him down.
Fractional HP here for Kesnet and Klaus.
Essentially, a single shot will do it.
One enemy remaining.
Right through the walls, all it takes there from IC. Dropping his adversary. Klaus again. It's an impossibility, surely. And look at the protocols in play. G2. There are so many layers to everything they're doing right now. And at the beginning of this, I kind of alluded to it. You know, Valorant has had many tests in his career. As you know, the core member, the IGL of this team. You think back to Reykjavik qualifying for that event back in 2022, 775 days ago. Since this core has been at that tier 1 international level. And even Ascension as well. This is arguably one of the biggest tests that they've had since. The match to qualify them for Shanghai, to prove that it was all worth it.
A reminder that this team, the core of this squad, they could have accepted more tier 1 offers in the first year of partnerships. And they decided not to. They decided easily.
The util already be setting up. Lying in wait.
Yeah, and they've actually swapped Shy's setup over towards A as well. So this setup looks to isolate Icy.
Paranoia knife will be used to command the position out towards A main.
It looks like they want to fight Leaf.
Might be able to catch him and squeeze in here, but calling the pressure now. No command is going to be going out.
No,
And
they
a
just-
swarm to stop them. They cancel the hit out towards mid.
Yeah, I mean, they were looking to try to push down mid and put pressure onto Leaf, flush out the lurker, and now instead, they're gonna try to commit to the retake, but they've always got to be worried about this sneaky player behind.
That's the thing. What is going to be utilized here? It's a different position for the lockdown,
Yeah,
lower
missed.
down, so it's actually, yeah. Nade going to be missing. G2 have to respect the positionings here. Icy overstaying it. Look at the Hunter's Fury! Combination! And it's fish in a barrel, man! Klaus, easy access, all the damage done, everybody cleaned up and collected. But it took everything for Crew to win that.
My quiver is never
Great
full.
round, using both of those ults perfectly. Fantastic adjustment from Shy as well, anticipating that the molly would come through. Almost every team has some kind of fragment grenade set up to try to break lockdowns on a range of different maps. And teams are starting to get aware of that. Look at these four trapped in the corner, desperately dancing a jig to try to recover. But all right, that's still only 4 for Crew. The best case scenario is a tied up half. And they've gone back to their more standard setup with Kesnit over on A. Knife gets thrown cross map over towards B main. Looking for info in that area. They know that G2 have been prioritizing B main quite a lot. And again, all 5 players on G2 grouped up towards tiles. Is this actually going to end in a B split? Or is this designed to try to drag people away?
Right here.
Drone for a drone. Straight down mid. Not quite broken. Leaf taking a peek. That was an attempt of a punish there as Shy was removing the turret. Flash through into the corner now. Updraft peek and Icy. Still got the dash available. He's going to now use it, cutting up the corners. Still a dart not dealt with, and it's spam from the back of the side. Klaus definitely softened them all up here, but G2 they call an actual excellent pause. And this is going to be really making Crew stew. Look at these guys. They're all hard anchoring these positions. Kesnit, he's wrapping his way around Leaf. He's the sole player left standing onto this site. Back of his head wide open for the taking. So Kesnit, with him dropped, they realize it now. They've been played like a fiddle. G2, easy access now to the A site.
So a 4v3, but you're always worried that one of these G2 players is still hanging around somewhere.
Spike planted.
You can take a look at the scoreboard, realize the Sova got the plant, so you're not worried about Trent. But where are Valen? Where is Jonah P? Well, there you know the knife. Now where's Valen?
And the footsteps, they're just giving the perfect timing. I mean, Jonah P and Trent, they combined it all. It's all based off instincts. And look at the damage being done, man. No easy fight for them. Crew is the best chance they've had yet. Doubled up, facing it together, overcoming the adversity.
That is really nicely done. Like I said, that internal tracker inside their heads, they recognize that Sova got the plant, he's got to be on site. They see where the knife came from. And then Kesnit is hyper aware that Valen is going to be playing in some weird spot. Collects that kill. Super important impact kill over towards Catwalk. And that allows them to focus back in on breaking that crossfire, which they do with excellent teamwork. This round, they pushed 2 players out of Cat as soon as the B main hit came through. So they always had that retake happening. Kesnit having huge impact in the round, back up to the top of the scoreboard for Crew. Can they tie this one up 6-6 and give themselves chances in the match still?
Series on the line here for Crew. The pressure is mounting. Finally, spam from the Odin. Klaus trying to condition and fight over that B main. Angle is counter spam. Trent almost punishing. Lockdown. It's dropped down. There will be nothing to remove this one, at least for Crew. They've got to step back and respect these boundaries. But again, it's an open spam sideline, and they can't afford to take. Nanoswarm's almost bringing them down and still doing the damage. Flooding right back at them. Crew not willing to give up that space so easily. But now in a Hunter's Fury, this is straight through Boathouse and it's cleaved them in twain. They cannot stand their ground. And in the middle of all of it, Crew, they stand a chance here. 1v3. Trent is praying, hoping. Paper-thin wars on Ascender. You really do find yourself in, but surely with the damage done, yes. Dropped to the floor, 6-6. Hard earned for Crew, but eventually even up.
We're starting to see them get back online there. The aggression, the flood defense, putting pressure. The spam was all connecting as well. It looks more like the crew that we've been seeing so far throughout stage one.
enemy remaining.
But this was not a good defense half. You're expecting more than 6. G2 is still set up with a fantastic opportunity to close this out in the next half and make an appearance at Masters.
Definite
Chap, I think, remembering how rough Crew's attack side was against Leviathan. But I actually loved some of the ideas that they were going for. Pistol round strats, the rifle round strats. But Crew love taking mid control, and G2 recognizing that and put 4 players here ready to
Fight them and brawl, man. It's a clash. And the outcome of this one could decide
Spike
so
down
damn
mid.
much. Stalemate called, but maybe calling for a refight. No, it looks like they were posturing up towards
I
it.
like this pivot. I mean,
Yeah.
look, they found the gap in what's happening with the defense.
And open access to the A side. Door closed down in their faces.
For a moment there, looking like Melzer wanted to take kind of an advanced position, but he's trying to hold the paranoia for paranoia. Leaf is on, I mean, he's putting in the steps.
I mean, what a hell of a marathon sprint.
This is going to take the time down just a little, you know. This is like 10 seconds of wasted time to some degree.
It's going to be met anyway by the alarm bots. Now, position noted.
He's got to make this kind of flank play work.
With the door closed up, Paranoia sweeps its way through, but it's being met again. Matched in kind. Melzer from that lower position. Leaf now has to get a bit of a move on here, but Crew surely set up for it.
Didn't get out the smoke with the turret.
Single point of damage will do it. Shy, he's fallen all the way through, leaping
Standing.
into the site. Time is running against him. Valin,
time.
there's no more chances. Enough has been bought. And with that, pistol round on the board.
Too slow there with the retake, trying to make the flank work when they just didn't have the time to go for it. And they didn't break the door either while they were waiting for Leaf to go around. So Crew, given a lifeline, they needed that pistol. You're so favored on the defense side of Ascent. G2 at 6-6 with a team in control. And now with Crew starting to build up some momentum on their attack side, expected to win the follow-up as well. This is definitely going to be more of a contest.
So Crew granted that ever so slight lifeline. Gonna keep the momentum moving though here if they do want to bring it to that map 3. That means no afforded slip-ups. Big turret's gonna be taken care of there. He met with the knife.
Man, one of the things I'm noticing so much in this match is that G2 are so happy to gamble on their defense side in some of these rounds. Remember back to Icebox where they were doing those 4-player stacks on A? Here they stack players over towards B. Now they're making the read that, of course, Crew would not want to go into the stack.
Downbait by Crew. Which direction do they want to go into?
They're just trying to play with the gamble of G2. Valen's called for them to end A here, and it leaves Leaf all alone.
Tucked, using an off angle at the top of the box, but doesn't win it out, not against that kind of weaponry. So an incorrect gamble here called by G2.
And just to talk about the kind of things that might be running through Valent's
30
head.
seconds
When
left.
we've seen Crew play before, they love taking fast mid control. They'll book it down mid and be through cat on an A split or through on a B split in the first 15 seconds of the round. So how do G2 want to deal with that kind of stuff? Are they going to go for mid crunches? Are they going to try to dominate A main and B main control? Plenty of options of what they could do.
I mean, these guys
so
are
far,
relentless.
G2's had a really good game plan.
Yeah, they certainly have.
I see Valen and Trent are just looking to try to dive the spike.
I mean, Crew this entire time, the proactivity was off the charts in terms of how they were clearing. They really want to build up to these ultimates. They understand how key it is. Making sure that G2 don't just give away their lives to the spike, denying the chances to build up those ults on the attack side for Crew.
Yeah, and it's a pretty clean anti-eco there. They only lose one of the rifles that they were buying in, and with Kesne being fairly close to a Blade Storm, they can afford to force into it if they wanted to, I think, here. G2 are going to need to be prepared for a level of aggression from Crew. Very standard setup for them on defense. Trent getting the Odin online super early on.
Shadows traveling.
Dash even activated. Crew. They look like they want to send it forward here, but Kesnet pretty pushed back. They're going to be hearing that sound cue along with that spam.
This feels like a B hit, but you've actually got 2 players on catwalk very early in the round as well, so there was never any chance that that was just going to be a full B pop.
I see ADS stop. Shy. It's unusual to really be winning that one, at least with the Bulldog in his hands. Normally going to be not favored. Leaf. It's going walkabouts now, and he is going to be spotted! Lining them all up! Crew are going to be lucky that they didn't end up dropping 3 players in the approach. Now, again, indecisive, but making all the noise into the world. Don't know if it's going to be heard by Valen, who is tucked into that wine position, but the Rumble steadily moves towards tree area. Even a Paranoia sweeping up.
That caught
away. Did catch him, but it's already going to be called. I think they know that they're going towards the A side here with main control for Valen. Very, very affordable here for G2. They can take their time now, doubled up, just trying to put the pressure onto them. Attack, they see Valen.
30
They get off the
seconds
plant. Gonna be denying that space around with the Paranoia forwards, at least with the smoke, dropped into their face, counter spam, dropping them down. Jonah B! My God, man! Could have just stolen a few more kills there, but Shy stands its ground and stands tall against it. It's up to Kesnet now. The tap. Only 13 seconds remaining. Valen
10 seconds left.
just hunting for a chance. It's a double face, 3, 2,
1 enemy
1.
remaining.
Snappy from the IGL. Valen, 8 bullets left. Oh my God!
What a 1v2 to win there. Unbelievable performance from Valen, who bided his time in wine.
Is ready.
But it's a very dangerous and deadly bonus round from Crew. I think they'll still be happy with that one. Taking every weapon apart from one out of the hands of G2 and forcing armor rebuy on top. Despite Valen's heroics, they're going to be feeling the effects of that in the next round. It gets a 7th on the board and starts them clawing up. But look at what it's done to the economy. Ares, double Bulldog, Guardian. This is... G2 just won the round, but they're forced onto a very odd buy. I think they were even thinking about going for the half buy, but they forced into it. This is the point at which Crew could run away with things, actually. If they get an ult orb and get Shy's ult online and, you know, snowball things forward and knock G2's economy, this is their chance, Crew.
Meiser takes the contact there, the drone. Used in kind, at least, to try and clear out through the A main angle. Didn't stretch deep enough to at least clear through Wind. And now Crew are calling what they really want to do here. I mean, looks like there was a little bit of hesitancy. They backed away, maybe anticipating that Jonah P would throw the knife, but now holding it, now throwing it.
Clearing Wine where Valen was hiding in a prior round.
Yeah, just delayed knife. G2 gonna have that level of awareness. This has knocked a lot of time off the clock, I think, for Crew.
Yeah, but look at how passive these positions are for the G2 players. They don't really have any control towards mid or cat. Giving Crew tons of space. It's just the time that's the problem.
Hot flash. Rebounds here. Cut to the corner. This is Icy. It's time to see if he can chop. Oh, but he's team blinded. Flashed in the moment. It's supportive util that just goes wrong. Valen answers entirely. The combined mind of the anchoring players. Jonah P puts the finishing touches on it. 8-2-8.
That was Crew's chance. That was Crew's golden ticket to starting a snowball that would have seen them potentially win Ascent and take us to a 3rd map. And they've squandered it. They could have played it more standardly. They could have tried to fight for map control at the start of the rounds a little more. And instead went into an ace play. Oh, even gifted with a team flash onto Icy.
Yeah.
But couldn't convert. And now they're the team with the economy knocked. And they're the team that needs the miracle, the magic out of Kesnet.
Turned right around, Crew. Straight up the gut, in through mid, alarm bot. Kesnet, his attention's not even directed towards this util. Dash is there, spots one up, trap. Dash trying to hunt him out. Missed it, can't get it. And so the angering players leave. He's going to be supported so damn well. Shots go wide and wild. That it is. Still blinded up. That supportive util is just pure excellency. Jonah P's there.
Getting the flash, getting the fragment grenade kill as well. Phenomenal, making up for that team flash onto Icy in the previous round, for sure. He's got 15 assists. I mean, I know that KO, you do kind of farm them, but looking at the opposite side, Heat's on 7. I mean, Jonah is really playing that supportive element, making that a focus on dealing with Crew.
Could not root out Leaf.
Yeah, and that's Kesnit had an opportunity. He had a moment where you would expect him usually to be able to get that kill, and it just slipped away. Massive ults for KRU now. So G2 are going to try to disrupt this set play we saw them go for previously. One out of the Sentinels playbook.
Really quite interesting. It's a double face. Leaf. Couple of pot shots. Do they want to try and explode into this one? Yes, they do. At least with Kesnit sent flying and forwards. It's the Molly, and they drop down. Struggling KRU to try and get themselves and their players back into this one. Melzer at least will relieve that pressure, but they haven't dealt with Leaf. This guy doesn't matter. On a perch in this position, you just cannot remove him from the B site, and he makes it so damn hard. And he can't do anything about it. It's 10-8. This lead that G2 are accruing now, steadily growing out of control.
Where was the ult investment there from KRU? They had massive ults to be able to play around, didn't use them on an eco swing situation, and just kind of sent it in instead to their demise. You're right to highlight Leaf. I mean, look at it. They're playing a flood defense, and they're through off the back of a pop flash from Jonah P. Everyone feeling that coordination, and it feels like KRU, what we've seen from them throughout stage one is that they're able to make decisions really quickly. We see the aggression from them. They swing through smokes to trade each other, to support each other. And today, they look like the slower paced team. They look like the team with hesitation and caution. They've got to find that fire. To be honest, it might already be too late. G2 poised to get up to 11 here.
The state of the economy that they're in. I mean, the only advantage that KRU have has to be those ultimates, but you don't want to expend them, not necessarily in a round like this, not unless you have a good chance to win.
All right, so a break on the alarm bot throughout mid, and it
A lot of
immediately
noise.
pivoted in.
A lot of noise, giving Icy the perfect cue. Kesnit, what are you doing, son? Trying to defend this one, but dominating the smoke. Doubled up side by side. G2 in complete control of this one. Nothing gets by them, especially when Leaf is on the prowl, on the hunt.
Spike planted.
Planting for the money there as
enemy
Klaus
remaining.
blinded up. Just gotta think about the next round coming up. No chances in this one. 11-8. G2 are running away with things. KRU are gonna have one last hurrah with massive ultimates to try to turn this. But they only have one chance left, really. If they don't convert this, there is no hope left. And Bren, what I'm
enemy
seeing in
remaining.
these kind of moments are hero plays from KRU.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing them
I mean,
time things so that they double swing into a smoke. I'm not seeing them try to play tight with each other. I'm seeing more of what we saw when Lev put the pressure on KRU, and it was, you know, Kesnit running forwards and trying to find the overheat timings to be able to win the round in such a nice, disciplined manner to shut down that level of individualism. And the two opponents they've gone up against are the
keep
big
doing the
early
same
round
thing.
heroes.
Placing swarm.
G2 have had an up and down stage one. It's a similar play they did it before.
Yeah, same
Powers
set
aggression, spam from the Odin. Get rid of deep TP of Valen, but he will respect that space and just give it up now. And it's a bit of a read and call being made by him. Deep B main position from Icy.
Yeah, Icy's not heard anything. So, oh, G2 ended up coming back to
Hearing a
reinforce
footstep.
Icy.
There's a dash, just getting out of there.
He's got to get punished for that.
Yep, no kill inside. Kesnit's forwards, though, had already been cut up from the rest of his team. Defensive rotations abound. Lockdown, committed, Hunter's Fury. It's all going to be expended here for a win for KRU. It all hangs in the balance. Updraft, whacking the head. Icy just doesn't get the height he was looking for. Can't punish the exits. But Melzer's onto the side now. The plan coming through, and it's a call by G2 to go fast and loose straight into it. Shy, an attempt and a chance. G2 have shut it down entirely. Melzer in a 1v2. Lockdown committed. Paranoia up close now, swinging wide. Leaf intelligence off the bloody charts there. Just holding for it, knowing that Melzer has to push them.
And Melzer swinging in when Valent's nearsighted right into his face as well. It's not like the Paranoia even did anything.
Yeah.
He was just put into a desperately difficult situation as G2 get up to match point. Simply one more round, and they will have, dare I say it, strolled to Shanghai. It feels like this match has been far easier for them than anybody would have predicted. The level of preparation and the work that they've put in, justifying all of the difficulties. that they've gone through over the last few years of grinding that through Tier 2, looking to make another appearance at a Masters event. They are 1 round away.
And this is validation for them. As we've been mentioning, as we've been setting in terms of the tone of this match to G2 squad, their chances to be picked apart, poached. Individual players finding their spots into Tier 1, but now 1 round stands between them and booking a ticket to a Tier 1 international event. The money stretched thin here for KRU, still with some rifles, still with some fight left into them. Ults offloaded off of what kind of contact? I'm not even too sure.
Off the turret contact. They broke turret. They've got a setup between Valen and Leaf here, but KRU dodged it.
One singular tag and a pause being called into this one. Maybe G2 might just seek to overextend themselves, a re-clear into mid.
Very slow pace by KRU, trying to bait out some kind of info peek from G2, but they have info everywhere. You need to push Jonah P off the B main angle to cause some kind of loss of info.
Keston tries to swing this one. Surely his back's open. There's a paranoia right through them and Leaf. Oh my, the support of utility. It's perfection at play for G2. A ticket inside, around the world they go. Straight to Shanghai.